Hi beautiful people, my name is Jimmy from mygraphic.design and it's a pleasure to welcome you back to my channel. Today and before we start, I wanted to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all the support I got from you since I started creating videos. It's been meaning the world to me, all those little messages, comments and also criticism that make you grow. Really pushed me to want to do more. Since the last time I created a video, I had some things to take care of, such as moving houses, my family, and some administration. Now it's all done, it's time to kick in 2025 with new ideas, positivity, and energy. So today in this video, we're going to be looking at Bricksforge in combination with Bricks Builder. We're going to be building a rating system, we're going to be using some CPTs and proforms as well. We're going to be using quite some fields from the proforms, so if you're excited about it, I am too. Let's just dive in. So before we begin, let me present you what we will be doing. We will be doing this review/rating system. As you can see, we have a section right here with a grid right here for the reviews, and we have another part of the grid here for the filtering and the average note and the number of reviews we have. I decided to go with the icons and the note instead of going for the classical star rating. Just to challenge myself, I find another way to do it. Then we have the text, then we have the author of the review, and we have the date of publication. Okay, and then when we go lower, we have here the form, which will reflect right here after approval, and we're gonna test it. So we can put Jimmy, my email, so I can show you the email we're gonna receive from it. Let's put a title, so we're gonna say this is incredibly useful. And we're gonna put a note, and then as you can see, it updates automatically right here at the bottom. And we're gonna put a message, I use this service every day and can't be happier. And we're gonna send it. Once it's been sent, it's gonna be automatically appearing in your CPT right here as a draft. And when you click in there, you can see that the post title is the title of the review. Then we have here the post content is actually the message that people were leaving. Then we have the author's name, the email address, the rating we gave, remember, was a 4, so leave it as a 4. And the answer support is that if we want to give an answer to that review, of course. So we are gonna publish it. And you are gonna see, oh, let me just change something real quick. Change from pending to publish. And we're gonna see it arrives now in our query loop right here. Cool. So let's get into it.
So while I was editing this video, unfortunately, I noticed that I missed a part that I deleted by accident. And when I noticed it, I was away from home, which meant that I could not record it again. However, when I got back home, I got sick and lost my voice, and we're here today. I really wanted this tutorial to go out, so I apologize if the next minute is going to be with that ugly voice of mine. But I really wanted to show you the ACF settings for that plugin, for that tutorial. So we're going to go straight into it. First, we're going to go into ACF. The post type we created is called reviews, as you can see here. In the plural label is reviews with a S, singular, of course, without a S. The taxonomy that I created is called publishing statuses, right? The rest is not rocket science. It's public and advanced configuration. There is not much that I've changed, to not say anything except the dash icon here. So we're going to save them. In the field groups, we have a field group that also called reviews. And here you have the author, which is a text field. We have the email, which is an email field. We have a rating, which is a number field. And we have the answer support, which is a WYSIWYG editor. For the taxonomy, we created the publishing statuses. And when we go in there, we can see that we have publishing statuses and connected to the review post type. Right. Now, when we go to the post type itself, reviews, we're going to see the different publishing statuses that we created. I created an archived one, a pending one, and a published one. Okay. So this is the presentation of the ACF part of that tutorial. Once again, I apologize for this voice. And now let's get back to my normal voice and the tutorial.
So for this tutorial, I will assume that you guys have a basic of understanding of bricks, of course, Bricksforge, ACF, and also Advanced Themer. which are the plugins that I'm going to be using throughout this video. So without further ado, let's go. We're going to create straight away a new page. So now that we have a new page created, we're going to first go add a section. As you can see here, I have my shortcut coming from Advanced Themer. And I also have a different configuration here, which I can select right there. But for now, we're going to put a section. Okay. And here, as you can see, I have other shortcuts from Advanced Themer. But we're going to go directly into the section and we're going to put some padding. I'm using Core Framework in terms of classes. Here we go. And we're going to put a minimum height of 100 VH just for now. We will probably be passing the 100 VH quite fast, but for now, ones that would not know what that is, it means that it's going to take the full height of the screen. Okay, and that's why we say minimum, because if we have some more content, we can still scroll down. In that container right here, we are going to put a block with a text and a button. Okay, and we can directly go to that block. Actually, the text and the button are not in the block, so let's just move them in like this. Here we go. And then we're just going to change the order. Great. And for that block, we're already going to go into content, put the flex alignment as horizontal, align cross axis to center, align main axis to space between. And here we go. We have that. For the heading, we're going to change it directly to be H1. Great. Awesome. Now we're going to go back to that container and we're going to name all of this like in a bit later. And of course, make the styling of it. So now we're going to add a block. In that block, we're going to add 2 more blocks. Okay. And for that block, we're going to go to display grid. And when you use Advanced Themer, you have the possibility to actually use the grid builder, which is awesome feature. So we're going to go here and we're going to bump up our column to 6. We're going to move this one right here, extend that one here, and go with 4 for that one. Here we'll put 2 rem, and we'll use min-max, and apply grid and close. Great, so we have our grid. That's cool. Let's do a little bit of styling. Nope. So no, we're not going to do styling. So we are going to go into that block, and we're going to add another block, which is going to contain basic text, a divider, and another basic text. Under this, we're going to create, so we go back to that block, we're going to create another block. And in that block, we're going to look for filters and we're going to select the range filter. Okay. This we will fix later, but at least we have it in our structure. And we are going to keep it like this for now. Okay. Next, we have this block. And we're going to start creating our card for that block. But before that, we're going to add a block. We're going to go to this one, go to the content, put it as a grid, use the grid builder, and we're going to do it this way. We're going to put 3 columns and we're going to put 2 rems of space between. We're going to use min-max and apply grid and close. Okay, so it's all taking shape nicely. And this is going to be then our card for the query. So before we go any further, let's just do some styling. And this is really upon your likings. I'm doing something, but you can do anything you want. I just wanted to show you a tip that I probably got from WP Tots, if I'm correct, from Paul in one of his videos. But basically, I am going to use a SVG pattern for the background of my main section. And for that, I'm going to go into the website called pattern.monster. And here you can choose any of the patterns that you're interested with. And basically, once you go into there, you can change the colors to your liking. And then you can just select CSS. Once you're back into that main page, let me just take my code because I had a code already with all the colors set up. So I'm not going to bother you with this, but basically I need to go into my section, the CSS, and here is my own code. Okay, cool. As you can see, once you go into the section and you go to CSS, I have this. It's probably a conflict with another plugin, but it doesn't really matter. It's my test environment, so it doesn't matter. But here, once you copy the code, you will now have basically this. So you need to put this before, and then you can paste it. All right. I'm just gonna paste mine, which already includes the root, and we have our background. Awesome. In terms of styling, I want to change my text size to, let's say, L. Nope, that's too small. So I'm just gonna, nope. Let's change that. Sorry. Text XL. And we are also gonna put text light. We are gonna leave some space around this container. We're gonna give in the row gap a 3 rem. Gives us more space right here. And we are gonna start naming our section. So we're gonna call this main wrapper. We're gonna call this main review or main content, sorry. Then for this one, we're gonna call it top heading wrapper. For that block, we're gonna call it review wrapper. This block, we're gonna call it filtering wrapper. This one, we'll call it reviews wrapper. Oops, sorry, no, because it's already done. So we're gonna put query wrapper. And this one, we're gonna call it card wrapper. Cool. For this block, we're gonna put it average note wrapper. And for this one, just call it filter wrapper. Okay, we're set. Now we're gonna go a bit more into detail about this review styling. So let's go here and we're gonna add a background to this one as well. And we're gonna go for a D7, no D6 or D5. Let's go for D5. All right, we're gonna give it as well some padding in there. And we're just gonna go for M padding. Okay, the text needs to be a text light. Here we go. The divider, for the divider, oops, here. Are we in the divider? Let me just go. Top heading, oops, sorry. Filtering wrapper, average note, divider. Here we go. We're gonna put this as well on text light. And this one as well. Here we go. In this one, we're still gonna give some padding. We might change that later. The text size of this needs to be way smaller than, no, sorry, bigger than that. So we're gonna put text L or XL maybe. L sounds good for now. And this one, we're gonna put smaller. So we're gonna put text and we're gonna put text S, I guess. Or probably fit better. Yep. We'll go for text M. Okay. In that one, we're going to be doing this roundup thing. So we're just going to put here for now, we're going to put less text because it's disturbing. We don't need that much. And we're going to put boom on 5. So we understand what we're doing. So in that one, we're going to add some borders. So let's go here, border, and we're going to put 2 everywhere and solid. And then we're going to put a color a bit lighter, right? This one. And we are going to use the radius full for this. Okay, cool. Let's have a look on the front end, how it looks. Okay, we're not that far. We need to change the padding of these, but it's getting along. So the padding M, we're going to change it and we're going to put something bigger. We're going to put maybe padding than XL, I guess. Might work better. Let's see how it looks. That's much better. Anyway, there won't be as much text right here. So we might actually just reduce that already. And for now, since we don't have any dynamic data, we're just going to put 10 reviews so we understand what it means right here. And for this one, we're going to style it across axis. So we're going to center it. We can also leave some more content gap. So row gap, we're going to put 1 rem, right? And for this, we are going to go into the layout. And for some reason here, you have some spacing. So we're just going to put at 0. For this typography, we're going to put it in full cap. Font family stays as it is. And font weight, we can go a bit there. All right, work it with this. Now it's time to go on the card wrapper. Okay, and after this, we will be BEMing all our classes. Let's save. have a look in the front end just to be sure that it's all good. All right. I want to change that typo because it was not meant to be with this font for now. And I'm actually going to bump up that text size to 2XL. Yeah, perfect. We can already change the content of that and put reviews. We're good. Okay, for the card. Okay, we're in the card wrapper now. So in that card wrapper, we're going to add 2 blocks. First one's going to be called top card wrapper. And we're going to call this answer wrapper. In the top card wrapper, we're going to add 2 blocks. Okay, here they are. And we're going to go into the first one and we're going to call this heading wrapper. And this one, we're going to call it rating wrapper. In that rating wrapper, we're going to add another block. And we're going to add inside that block, we're going to call this rating icons. And we're going to add 5 icons into that block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are also in the rating wrapper, not in the rating icons, but in the rating wrapper, we're going to also add a basic text. Okay. And now we're just going to change those as smiley 1, smiley 2, smiley 3, smiley 4, and smiley 5. Basic text, we can change it to text review. Okay, we're not too bad. We are going to add an extra text under, and we're going to put this as a basic text. And this is going to be author's name. So let's put a bit of styling and order into that because in our heading wrapper, we also need a heading. Okay, here we go. So we have our card right here, and we're going to first go back to the card wrapper, add some padding. I'm going to add some M padding. The text, I'm going to change that to be H2, but I don't want it to be too big. So I'm just going to go for text XL. Seems very big, but it's not that big. If you go here, I want to change the style of that typography because it's not what I want for this tutorial. Okay. And next, we're going to go into the rating icons wrapper. And we are going to go into the direction and set that to horizontal. Okay, column gap, you can put, let's put 0.5, 0.5, right? Let's save this, see where we are in the front end. Awesome. Into that main card wrapper, that's where we're going to add first a background. So we're going to add a background of dark 5. And then we're going to add some borders as well. So let's go to border, add 2 on all sides, go for solid, and we're going to go for this kind of color right here. So for this one, we're going to put it as a text light. And this will go back to it in a bit. Then we're going to put this one also as a text light. This goes with it. And this one, we even are going to make it a bit smaller. So we're going to put text S, which is the one I want. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. And this will come back to it a bit later. So now we're going to BEM our classes. So you go to the main wrapper, right click, class converter, and just check if you want to adjust anything. For me, I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to create the classes. Cool. Why do I do this now? It's because I'm going to start styling those icons, and I want to just style on the class level, so I don't have to redo it for all of them. So the content on the side, it's going to be, I think it's 30 pixel. Far from it, that's 15 pixels. So let's go back to 15 pixel. Here we go. And it adapts automatically everywhere. In terms of color, here you can choose red. I'll go for that one, but I don't want to style it. Sorry. You see, I don't want to style it on the class level because otherwise all my icons are going to be red, which is not the idea of it. So we're just going to clear that, go out of the class, select that one, and here we can choose for our red. Then you can, of course, choose the icon. That's like really what you like. I go for those sort of smiley things. They're into the font awesome solid, and then you can just try to find them. Here they are. So the first one is the not happy one. It's really like the desperate one. So let's go for that one instead of the other one. For this one, we're gonna change the color. We're gonna find an orange. We could easily go with that. Change the icon, of course. Go back to Font Awesome Solid and then just change it to your liking. Then for this one, we're gonna change the color. So here we're gonna take a yellow. I don't have a yellow in my palette, so I'm just gonna create one for now. And we're gonna just change again the icon. And we're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna change the color directly to green. We're not gonna go straight away for like the bright green. So we're gonna try to choose a color in between like green and yellow. Like I'd say something like this maybe. That would work. And there we can change as well the icon. Okay, great. And for the last one, we're gonna change it to have the very bright green. Okay, so we're here, change the icon, and we're gonna put the one with the heart. So now we have the base of our card, which is awesome. Now we're gonna have to change those into the contents that we want. So those are gonna be queried in a loop. So we're gonna start querying our loop, and we're gonna go click on card wrapper, content, query loop, query, and here you're gonna choose for posts, reviews, and we'll leave it at that for now and save it. Let's see where we are. Looks good. Okay, once we're here, and before we forget, we can directly go to the query loop, or at least it's called card wrapper. We're gonna go to the filter here, and the target query is gonna be the card wrapper. All right, we want this as an input, and the source is a custom field. The post is there. It's an ACF, and it's called, let me check. Here you have to put the meta key of what we want to target. So let me just go back right here, ACF, field groups, reviews, and we want this one called rating. Let's go on the front end and double check. And you can see here it goes from 1 to 5. And if we select it, then we see that some of them are disappearing. Now we're going to be changing the color of this real quick. So we're just going to go into the content. Let me see. We can go here to the slider, the bar color. We're going to just put it this green, I guess. And then the bar color active, we can put it as this one. Perfect. And then into the labels, we're going to change the color as well to be something like this. Nope, this one is great. Okay, why is it not taking it? Let me see, typography. Okay, I'll style this one on a class level, and I'm just gonna add text lights then. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So here we do want to have post title. So we're just gonna go here and say post title, and you're gonna see all the post title arriving everywhere. Awesome. This we're gonna go back onto it a bit later, and I can see that I forgot, or maybe I did not forget. No, I did not forget. It's just that we did not fill any data, so we'll go back to this in a second. But into the icons, let's go back to it a bit later because I want to add some conditions so you can see how it works. But here we want the review message. Let's click here, and that's the post content. As you can see, they're all appearing here. Then we want here the name of the author. So we're just going to go click onto our dynamic data author. Okay. And we're going to put Option Shift and click the dot to get this little thing. And we're going to go into this post date. And then you can add another of these, and you can perhaps even add one more in front right there. Okay, so we can see it coming along quite easily here. We are just gonna go back and try to solve why this is not, why this post content is actually not in white. So we're gonna go into the rating wrapper, and we are just gonna add into the main wrapper rating wrapper. We're just gonna go to typography and change the color. And there you have it. Looks already a bit better. Cool. Into that top card wrapper, we're going to start to give some space. So we're going to go here and put 3 rem. That's maybe a bit too much. Let's go with 2 rem. And into the rating wrapper here, we are going to take a space of 2 rem as well. Okay, that's maybe a bit too much. Let's go down to 1. Yes, let's leave it like this. Here we go. While we're at it, we're going to go into the card wrapper and go to the main card wrapper class. And we are going to go into the one, align main axis, and click on there. So we have everything pulled down when we have the answer. Okay, so let's take care of those icons now. We're going to go back to rating icons. Let's open it. So we have them all right here. And we're going to be adding first in the text review. No, I did forget something, didn't I? So yes, indeed, I forgot something. So we're going to add it. So we're just going to go back to rating icons here. And we're going to add basic text. Okay. And here we are going to delete that. And we're going to go into our ratings. This is what we want. We're going to add this here, and we're going to add the word rating in front. So now we can see that it's appearing like here. So we're going to go to the rating icons, and we're going to put this to baseline, all right, in the align cross axis. We are going to add some padding, probably some padding L, I would say. We are going to add a background to that as well. We're going to go for a very dark one. So we're going to go for the dark 7. Awesome. And we're going to put some borders as well. So we're going to go into the main wrapper rating, and we're going to go to border, set up a 2 here as well, everywhere. Put it as solid up, and we're going to go with something like this. And we're also going to go into a full radius. Here we go. Let's see how it looks on the front end. Cool. Since we did not put the conditions, that's why they're all appearing. But I just want to put this in bold, basically. So we're just going to go into that one. Here we go. Awesome. We are going to go now into those icons and set the conditions. So for this one, we are going to go here, click on conditions, add a new one. And you're going to select a dynamic data. Yes. And we're going to take now, it's going to be depending our ACF rating field. So we're going to select this, and we're going to put it as equal to 1. And we're going to do this for the 4 other icons. So let's go here, conditions, select dynamic data, select the rating equals, this one is 2. Then we're going to put this one, conditions, select dynamic data, ACF ratings equals to 3. Same for the 4th one. Dynamic data, ACF ratings equals to 4. And now the last one, conditions, select dynamic data, ACF rating equals 5. And if we're correct and we save this now, and we go into the front end, we should have only 1 appearing. Cool. As you can see here, my text is just going a bit all over the place. So first of all, I'm going to reduce the size of this, and also I'm going to set a minimum height so they all match together. So let's go for this. We are in the heading. We don't need the conditions anymore. So let's go back to the typography here. And I have text XL. I'm going to switch this to a text L, I guess. Otherwise, it's going to be too big. That's much better. Okay, and we're going to go into the heading wrapper, and we're going to put a minimum height of 7 rems. That looks better. Okay, we are going to just make some adjustments real quick to these. As you can see here, the dot is falling down onto the other line, and we don't want that. So we're just going to go here. And I actually think I need to change some things into my grid. So we're going to go back to the grid. The not this one, the query wrapper. Neither. We're gonna go to this one, the review wrapper. Sorry for that. We're gonna go here, go back to the grid, and we're gonna pump up that to 7. And that should help us solve the problem. Yes, exactly. Great. It's starting to look good. As you can see, it's all working properly. Here we have some little things to fix. So we're just going to fix this. We're going to go into that wrapper, which is the rating icons wrapper. And we're going to put a space column gap of okay, so just don't forget to rename that one, rating note, and it's not gonna be into that one. And that's where I'm confused. Okay, so I forgot to wrap those icons in a div. So wrap them in a div. Then we can rename this smiley wrappers. And then we are going to rating icons. We're gonna maybe just center it. Perfect. Now we're gonna go into the next one. And as you can see now, we can select our things. As you can see, I created some posts up front. So that's why we have so many content already. You can select whatever you want, basically. Cool. So now we're gonna be adding the answers to this query loop. So let's go right here. And we are gonna go there, look for accordion nestable, click right here. And we are basically gonna get rid of the second item. In the title, we're gonna get rid of the heading. And in the content, we're gonna get rid of the rich text. In the title, we're gonna add a basic text. Okay, put it on top of the icon. And in the content, we are gonna be adding a block. In that block, we're gonna be adding a text and an image. And in that content, we are also gonna add another block with a basic text. We should be good. If we forgot something, we'll see it in on the way. Into the titles and the items. First, we're gonna go into styling a bit all of these. So we're gonna go here into the title, and in the title, we're gonna put a minimum height of 50 pixel. That's great. The background color, we're gonna leave it as it is. We're gonna put some borders. We're gonna put borders of 2 everywhere. And we're gonna put that as solid. And we're gonna add this color. Awesome. Regarding the text, we are gonna go with, oops, excuse me, font size. We're gonna go with S. We're gonna put it as well in a different color, the white text. Cool. And as a text, we're gonna put it in the item. Oops, sorry. Let's go back to the basic text. Okay, in the item, we're gonna put read the review. We're gonna put a bit of padding in there. So we're gonna put a very small one. And this is not in the basic text that I wanted to put my padding, but in the title in general. So let's go back in there and re-put the padding we wanted. 4 XS should be enough. Cool. We're also going to add a background to that. So let's go back to the div title and add a background. We're going to go for something very dark. Here we go. And now we're going to style the rest. So let's go back to the accordion nest, and we're going to go into the content. And the content, we are actually going to give also some padding on the side, but we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to go with S. Put it everywhere. Here we go. So now the review, when you read it, is here. So for the content here, we're going to put this very small, and this is going to be just post modified date, because this is when you bring the answer. So it's going to modify the date, the post. So that's the post modified date that we need. And here you can just put your logo, for example. All right. The logo, of course, needs to be way smaller. So we're just going to go with a 15 pixel. That's maybe too small. Let's go for 20 pixel. Okay, so we'll go for 2.5 rem, which is 25 pixel more or less. Okay, and then that block right here, we're gonna align that and same space between. For that text here, we're gonna go with a text light, of course. Great. And we're also gonna go for a text size S. I think it's a bit too big still. Where are we? And we're here. Cool. Seems like it's working. Great. But we're not finished yet, so we're gonna keep on modifying everything in there. Let's go out of our class. Go back to the accordion, the content. The background color, we're gonna put it as dark. So it's our dark 7 that we had earlier. We are gonna put this. This should have been actually in the block. Yes. Here we go. And this text needs to be text light, of course. Okay, we're gonna change the size to size S as well. Here we go. And it's gonna be the content of the text. Where's my text? Did it just disappear? It did disappear. I'm sorry. Here, back in the block. Okay, here we go. Let's change the text size to S. I guess that should be good. What we can do in that text, in that block, sorry, we are gonna put a bit of padding. 4XS should be enough. And what you can do is that you can actually, in that block, put a different background color, something a bit lighter, like this, for example. And here we are going to change that to have our dynamic data being the answer support. And so here you have it. So now when we're here, and if there is an answer, then we have it here. As you can see here, it's not taking the white color. So let's just go correct that. I will go, because it's probably in the accordion nest here. Yes. Let's go there and choose the white color. This should be solving our problem. Let's see. This does not have any review. This does, and it works perfectly. However, it's not taking the size here either. So we're just going to go back to the accordion nest. And we are going to change the size to be a size S. Perfect. Let's see again. Awesome. This looks great. This is what we wanted. Now we have it. Now we're going to add some conditions here. So it only shows if you give an answer to that review. So we're going to go back into it. But before this, I want to add a little bit of space in between the rows here. So I'm going to put 2 rem. Cool. That's perfect. That's what we wanted right here. Now we're going to go back to our accordion nestable, or at least the answer wrapper, which is here. And we're going to add a condition and say add, go to dynamic data, then click here. And this time we're going to check if answer support is not empty. If it's empty, it won't show. If it's not empty, it will show. As you can see here, we have no answers to those reviews. So we have nothing. Here we have one, and we have the review right here. Okay, cool. Now we're going to jump into the next section, and we're going to add then the proform. So for the proform, let's add a new container into our main wrapper. Here we go. We have here a new container. Let's put some space between the rows here, and we're going to put here 5 rems. We're good like that. Awesome. Into that container, we're already going to put some padding, maybe an XL. Okay. And we're going to go into adding a proform. Cool. First, for that container, we're going to add a background. And we're going to put the black one, or at least the darkest one we have from that color. Here we go. I don't know why it's secondary, because it's not secondary that I want. It's the primary. Did I go too low? Probably. And I think I did actually the same mistake here. So let's just go change that color. Oh no, primary. We're good for that one. No, sorry. Wait 1 second. Accordion nestable, title, background color. Should be that one. Here we go. That's better. Okay. We're back to our form. Just for clarity, we're going to add a border of 2 everywhere. Put it as solid and choose the color you want. I'll go for that one to keep in cohesion with the rest. I don't know why my proform is showing twice, because I added it twice. So let's delete one. We're going to keep the name, the email, the message. So that's good. We're just going to change that to being full name. So let's go here and put that as full name. And we're going to put this as author name. Okay. Here we have the email. We're going to call this simply email. That's awesome. Then the message, we're going to leave this and we're going to put this as message. And the submit, we can start it already, so it will be done. We go with this one, and into the typography, we're going to go with the Korean U, font weight 900, all caps, and we're going to go with our white. Here we go. Cool. This is the basic, and that's pretty great. Now we're going to go add the icons. And for the icons, we're going to have to add a checkbox, a radio wrapper, sorry. So we have here a radio wrapper, and we're going to put it up in top of the text area. Okay. We can delete this radio here. We won't need it. However, we stay in the radio wrapper, and we're going to look for card radio, and we're going to add it in the radio wrapper. In the radio wrapper, we have the card radio, and we have the heading. Okay, we're going to get rid of that heading, and we're going to add an icon instead. Here we go. So let's start the radio wrapper. And we are going to call this radio rating. And it's important to not use this dash, the middle one here. Okay, because once we need it for the email designer, this might conflict with the twig expression that we will need. So please make sure you put an underscore and not that little dash here, because that won't work otherwise. We don't need any labels, so we can hide the label. Okay. And then we're going to go into the card wrapper. And if I'm correct, into the styles. Yes, this is where we need to change everything. So you can just put 0 everywhere. You can 0 it everywhere. We are not going to want any background colors, so we can go here and clear it out. Here we go. In terms of check style, we will just transform in the scale of 1.1 and 1.1 or 1.2. The check card background is, why is it still here? Oh, that's the check styles, of course. So let's clear this one as well. And now we're going to go and change the icon that we have here. So let's go here, go back to font awesome solid, look for the first smiley that you chose earlier. Yep. And then we're going to add the same color as we had earlier. Here we go. Size, we're going to put, let's say 40. So we're going to put this as full rem. Always prefer that. And that's it basically for this one. In the card radio, the value needs to be 1 and the calculation value needs to be 1 on that one as well. Now we're going to go into that card radio and we're going to duplicate it 4 times. 3, 4. And in the next one, we're just going to go change the value since we're here already. Put it at 2. Put the card radio 3. Put it at 3. Oops. Put it at 3. Next one, we're going to put 4 instead. And for the last one, we're going to put 5. So for this, we had this color, if I'm correct. For this one, I think we had, let me just go back up. We're going to take those color codes because they're not registered in my thing. FFE 100. So we're going to go here and put FFE 100 with the hashtag in front. So it works. Awesome. That's the same for the green because I did not have that one in my palette. That's B2FF00. B2FF00. Here we go. And the last one, if I'm correct, that was just a successful one. Now we can change the icons, of course. I don't really, yeah, that was this one. Then this one was this one. Thank you. Now we're going to change that one to be this one. And the last one to be the heart one. Okay. Now let's go into the radio wrapper and we're going to put it as horizontal. Looks much better. Okay, let's go see in the front end how it looks. Okay, it looks pretty good. And when it's checked, you see we have the transformation happening. Cool. Now we're just going to add a live value element. So let's go to live value and we're going to add it here. Okay. And we're going to connect this to our radio rating. And we're going to put a suffix, boom, 5. And we can put here note. Okay. Because you see it's quite close from the other ones, we're just going to give it a little bit of padding. And we can just give some padding like 1 rem. Perfect. And we're going to do the same for the bottom. Okay, awesome. And we're going to put this as a text light, of course. Cool. We do not want to see this, but I think it's already hidden. Yes, it's probably on the back end. It's already hidden. Let's see that. Confirm that. Yes, correct. Okay. And if we change this, we can see that this is working according to the rating we are receiving. All right. But as a label, actually, let me just put this. How was your experience with us? That makes more sense to have this. Okay. We're just going to go into the proform and we're going to go into the fields and into the label typography. We're going to put this as a size M. Okay. We're going to change the color of the typography to white. Cool. So we have unity everywhere. And that's about it. Now we're done with the basic of the form. Okay. Obviously you could style it differently. You could do it the way you want. But for this tutorial, it's perfect. Now we're just going to go to Proform and we're going to set it all up. So we're going to go into the actions and we're going to keep that email. But we're also going to create a new post. Okay. And we are going to change this. Thank you for leaving a review. It will be published as soon as it has been approved, something like that. So we're going to go into the email and we're going to change that into custom email address. And we're going to take the email field that we have here. So we're going to go here up and put email. Okay. That means that the people filling that email address will be the one receiving the email. Okay. So from the email address, so you can put your email address. I'm going to put mine. Here we go. And we can put from whatever. Email content, we don't really have to pay attention for it. So we're good with this. And we're going to go now into the create a new post. Okay, so once we're here, we're going to leave the post status as draft. All right. We are going to go for reviews here. In the post taxonomy, we're going to add the taxonomy, but that reminds me that I haven't shown you the taxonomy that we need for that. So we're going to go back here real quick, go to ACF taxonomy. Oh, sorry, not even. We're going to go to reviews, the publishing statuses, because we did already. And as you can see, I have 3 different categories. I have archived, pending, and published. Okay, so we really have to make sure that you add those into the review for the publishing statuses in your taxonomy. So archived, pending, and published. All right. So once you have this done, then you can go back here and you can go to post taxonomies, add here, and you can say pending and pending. The post title, sorry, it's going to be our title, but I see I forgot it actually. So we're just going to add a text. We're going to duplicate that one. We're going to put it under the live value. Okay. And we're going to call this one, sorry for that, review title review. And so now that we have this, we can already copy it directly, go to Proform, go to create a new post, go back to where you were. So the post title will be this one. So we need to put these two curly brackets and we're going to put review title. The post content will be the message. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay. We have no post thumbnail, but we have custom fields. So we're going to go here. So for the custom field, our field name is going to be rating. And we're going to be putting then this under curly brackets. And it was, let me see, radio rating. So we're going to copy this, go back to Proform, create new post, and go to this one. And I'm a lot of these. Then we're going to add another one, which is author's name. And let me check, sorry. So what you need to do is like you need to take that name, all right? So for rating, we took rating. For author, we take author, and we're going to put it right here. Okay. And we are going to put it here. This was author's name. You could keep some consistency and have the same name. I did not do that, but you could. Okay, author's name. And then we have the email, of course. This was email, if I'm correct. Let me just check. Yes, email. And the for field value is curly bracket email. All right. So we have the review title, which is this. We have the rating, which is this. We have the message, which is this. The author's name, which is that, and the email. So we have it all. We should be good to go. So now it's time to test it. Let's go down the page. My experience was okay. I loved it. Thank you so much for everything. Submit. Thank you for leaving a review. It will be published as soon as it's been approved. Let's go back into our backend. Go to our reviews, and we should be appearing it here. I love it. And when we go here, we can see that we have the title of the review as a post title, the message as a post content, author's name right here, the email, and the rating. Okay, that's cool. So basically, we are done with the first part of our tutorial. Okay. If you wonder about the answers, of course, now you can do it directly through here. So let's say I gave an answer for I love it. First of all, I'm going to try to publish it. Ooh, one thing important I see we forgot. We need to add this one as pending. As you can see here, it hasn't been checked. And that comes from here. When we go into the post taxonomy, we need to put it here. So the taxonomy slug is actually publishing statuses. Here we go. And the term is pending. And now if we try again, let's see. And submit. Now let's go back to our post type, review, not that good. And this time, let's see if it has been checked as pending. Perfect. So that's awesome. So if you would want now to give an answer, you would have to first publish it. So you could do that. Okay, publish, because now it's going to be showing up right here on the top. Not that good. Okay. And you could eventually give your answer right here. Thank you for contacting us. We would love to speak to you on how to improve our services. Contact us, please, at the following email or something. Okay, save and publish. And when we go back into the front end and we reload the page, now you see it appears here. Thank you for contacting us. Okay, here you can see we don't have any padding, any space, sorry, in between. So in that content here, we're gonna display this as flex. Under this block, we're just gonna add a little bit of margin. Let's put 1 rem, looks much better. So this is the end of part 1 of our video. I'm looking forward to see you in part 2, where we're gonna be going over the email designer from Bricksforge. Part 3 is really exciting because it will be showing how to manage all those reviews in a dashboard on the back end using Bricksforge as well. But for now, thank you very much for following this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!